rhythm technique class, we talked about a bunch of different things in each part. Part 1, there were basics that you wanted to stress first. There's posture, standing up tall. There's frame, making sure that your arms and your upper body is connected to whatever your spine does. So if my spine moves forward, my arms move forward. If my spine rotates, my arms rotate. If my spine does a combination of all of that, my arms are going to do a combination of all that. We talked about footwork with regards to rhythm, always using toe-heel footwork and thinking of your foot like a tripod. When you go to place your foot, pull foot down. Place, pull foot down. Side step, pull foot down. The only exception is a back step. Start on the ball of your foot. And if it's a rock, you don't even pick the heel up, you just go to it. If it's a walk, then you put the heel down. The last part is timing, making sure that, especially the gentleman, no matter what you're doing, say it's rumba, you always connect your movement to the music. In part 2, the second half of part 1 is going to be Cuban motion. We talked about the knees, making sure that every step you take, as long as it's a basic, you land on a soft knee, no matter where you go. Cuban motion also has a hip lift that is indigenous to the style, so you can add a hip lift by taking a step, adding the hip lift, and the third piece is making sure you go and finish the weight transfer. We gave you drills where you walked, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, you went forward, you can go sideways, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, go in the other direction, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, same thing back, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. The other drill was the rock. You step forward, you come back, place. Basically in the rock step, you have time to show the knee action on the moving leg. Boom, boom, boom. Oops. Boom, boom, boom. This will actually lay the foundation for cha-cha, because in cha-cha, that's all the time you had. I didn't even talk about that in the class, but in cha-cha, you only have time to get in the position when you do that dance. Okay? So that's part 1. Do you want to stop, or do you want to go to the next piece?
Let's go to the next. Keep rolling.
Part 2 started with upper body. We talked about what all the lower body is, but now the upper body has to do 2 things. You're trying to work the diagonals as much as possible through rotation in the spine, or around the spine I should say, and compression into the hip lift. So the rule is this: whatever foot is moving forward, moving, that corresponding side will start forward in any direction of movement. So I can go forward, right foot, right side forward. I can go side, right foot, right side forward. I can go back, right foot, right side forward. I can close, right side still forward. Okay? And then you add compression. If you're doing the hip lift that we talked about, the hip lift, that shoulder of the hip lift will compress into it, like a lat pull down at the gym. So you should hopefully get something like and all your steps, closing, back, boom. Get all of that dimension working. The last part was the energy connection. Ladies and gentlemen, always feed energy to your partner. Ladies especially, that does not change. Gentlemen are able to go ahead and create a pull by taking it away. I'm not pulling her, I'm just giving her the connective point that she has to find to continue pushing into. But it does create a pull momentarily until he stops that movement from taking it away from her, and then we go back into whatever you do from that point. Okay? Have fun.